Hi, brothers and sisters. How are you doing? It's been a little while. I'm sorry about that. I'm Michelle, and I'm going to be reading from Jim Stevens' book. It's called 101 Proofs for God, which is saying that here there are 101 proofs for the absolute existence of God. So I'm going to be reading proof number 93, and it's called Camels. Just as the emperor penguin, mentioned in proof number 92, could never have evolved in the frigid and desolate Antarctica without dying before evolving, there is an animal specifically adapted by God for the harsh climates in the desert. I'm sure you know that animal is the camel. However, you will be amazed to learn the details about the camel. For evolution to be true and a camel to evolve all the special adaptations that it has for the desert, it would need to be living in the desert most of the time. Otherwise, the adaptations are useless, so would not be selected slowly and gradually over many generations by natural selection. But if you think about it, the camel could not be living in the desert in the first place unless it already has its special adaptations. A camel can go a week or more without water, and it can last for several months without food. It can survive a 40% weight loss and then drink up to 32 gallons of water or 145 liters in one drinking session. If the camel did not live in the desert, there is no advantage to developing the special adaptations that it has. So natural selection would never develop a camel outside of the desert. Camels have been domesticated for at least 3,500 years. This means that they have been very, very helpful to humans living in the desert areas of the world. Humans have used camels for their wool, their milk, their meat, leather, and even dung that can be used for fuel. Camel milk is an important food of the desert nomadic tribes. A camel can provide a large amount of meat for these people also. The camel's hump is considered a delicacy in these cultures. You could easily recognize that this might have been designed because they were so perfect for the job. They even got the nickname Ship of the Desert because they can carry 200 or more pounds about 20 miles a day. They can reach 7 feet tall at the hump's height and weigh 1,500 pounds. They can run 40 miles per hour for short distances and average 25 miles per hour for long distances. Camels have 2 rows of thick eyelashes to provide great protection against sands and winds. They have an inner eyelid which is actually transparent and allows the camel to see through it while protecting the eye. This third eyelid has the special ability to wipe sand and dust out of the camel's eye. Camels have 3 eyelids. 2 of the eyelids have lashes, And the third eyelid comes from the corner of the eye. The eyes are protected by a double row of long, curly eyelashes, which help keep out the sand and dust. Thick, bushy eyebrows shield the eyes from the desert sun. The camel's nostrils are unique. They can be closed at will to prevent sand and dust from entering. They also have a unique lining which captures the moisture out of the air when the camel breathes out. This allows the camels to preserve moisture in their bodies. Camels have small ears and lots of hair over their ears to keep out the sand. Camels have very unique lips. The upper lip is split in the middle, and each side can be controlled independently. Each half is tough but flexible. This allows the camel to put its mouth down close to the ground sideways and chew off low-lying vegetation. It's amazing. The camel has a very leathery surface inside its mouth. This allows it to eat thistle bushes and cactus and other sharp and strong plants that grow in the desert. Camel humps do not store water like most people think, but they do store fat, up to 80 pounds of fat. This allows camels to go for weeks and even months on very little food. The fat, when metabolized, produces energy and also actually releases more than a gallon of water for each gallon of fat. So it is actually a wonderful mechanism for storing water. When there is little food and water, the camel's hump, fat, releases water. 9.3 grams of fat releases 1.13 grams of water, according to research by the University of Singapore. Another advantage of storing fat in their hump is that camels don't have to store it throughout the rest of their body, which would tend to make them hotter in the summer because of the insulating effect of fat. Camels have very thick coats that reflect sunlight and help keep them from overheating. Their long legs keep them farther from the hot sand. Camels have an amazing ability to absorb and maintain water in their bodies. Their kidneys and intestines are excellent at holding water. Various sources say they can drink between 30 and 53 gallons of water in a single session. That's twice the amount of liquid that would fit in your car's gasoline tank. Wow. That's 3 times the amount in a normal, tall kitchen garbage can, which is about 13 gallons. Scientists do not know where all the water goes. Any other animal that drank that much compared to its size would die. Conversely, camels can still function if they are dehydrated way past the point where other animals would surely die. Most mammals would die if they lose 15% of their water. A critical loss of water is called dehydration. But a camel can lose 20 to 25% water without becoming dehydrated. Camels are unique among all mammals because their red blood cells are oval instead of round. This allows their blood to continue to circulate in their capillaries even when the blood gets thicker due to less and less water content. Camels can even conserve water by concentrating their urine into a thick syrup. They also extract all the moisture from their feces so that it is almost completely dry. It can be burned as fuel from the moment it is released. Camels have another totally unique ability. Almost all mammals maintain a constant body temperature, and this takes energy. Humans keep a body temperature of about 98.6 degrees. Camels can allow their body temperatures to go down to 93.2 degrees at night, or up as high as 105.8 degrees before they begin to perspire. Humans would die at those extremes. Camels can survive temperatures down to minus 20 degrees in winter and up to 120 degrees in summer. How do they do it? Scientists don't know, nor do they know how it could have evolved in a slow and gradual process. How about their brains getting overheated in the desert? Maintaining the brain temperature within certain limits is critical for animals. To assist this, camels have a rete mirabile. Oops, I am so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I will try. A rete mirabile, a complex of arteries and veins lying very close to each other, which utilizes counter-current blood flow to cool blood flowing to the brain. Tell me how something like their cooling system for the brain could possibly evolve by a slow and gradual process over generations, Jim asks. Their brains would be fried by the sun. And what is counter-current blood flow? Camel feet are specially adapted to walking on sand because they have two large pads on each foot that expand when stepping down and then close up as they are being lifted for the next step. When camels walk, they walk differently than most animals. Both feet on one side move at the same time, so it looks very unnatural. If you've ever seen them run, it looks very funny. But this is a great design for walking in sand because your feet sink, and this makes it easier to get out with less energy. Camels have special kidneys and intestines. They have special immune systems. But I've gone on long enough. A person who believes in evolution might be able to imagine how a camel could evolve a couple of these special adaptations. Just a couple. But there are way too many of them to be explained like that. Fortunate accidents may happen once in a while, but not repeatedly. It is therefore clear to me that the camel was designed and not evolved. Hence, there must be God, Jim says. Yeah. Thank you so much for this, Jim. That is incredible. Okay. Camels are our next best friend, right? Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Take care. Bye.